I could. $19 videos. And counting. That's currently the list of videos that need to be done across the main channel and Topic Arlo. Main channel, as I've been doing recently, will be this discussion video plus the live reaction commentary. And then currently 17 more for Topic Arlo. There's so much to do. I really need to get on it, and yet I have spent the last hour, pretty much entire hour, just figuring all this out. Just figuring out how to parse all the information, how to split it up, how to talk about it, because there's so much. I feel I may be crushed under the weight of all there is to do and to say. I'm trying to keep it together. I woke up at 3:45 this morning, and it's gonna be a long day, but that's all right. That's all right. It's all right. We'll get through this together. And right now, I'm still running on that adrenaline. So here's what we're gonna do. You may be slightly annoyed by how much I kind of have to skip over in this video. This right here is more of a summary of my thoughts about the entire thing, and talking about some of the details that weren't quite enough for me to want to do a whole entire video on. So we're going to sum things up, and then from there, head on over to Topic Arlo, and that is where you will find approximately more or less 17 plus question mark other videos. So yeah, let's do it. Opening with Mario Kart, perfect. You know, it's perfect. It's the perfect launch game. It's the perfect way to start the system's life. It's the perfect way to start the Direct. I have no qualms with how they handled that, and of course that will be its own whole video. And then ending with DK, ending with I can't even believe it. A new 3D DK. And really, those were the two, like, really, really big ones. And then we had a tease for Kirby Air Ride, wow. And also the reveal of Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. And I would say that, like, overall, the first-party offerings in this Direct were fewer than expected, for sure. You know, just compared to, like, you know, the Switch 1 similar presentation. It was just like game, just like over and over and over again. It was fewer than expected, but absolutely enough. I am not disappointed at all. Between these games, which by themselves are like great already, and then all of the third-party stuff. So much third-party stuff. And then all of the Switch 2 edition stuff, which in itself is going to be like in some cases genuinely offering brand new content. That's already a lot. So yeah, I'm not disappointed whatsoever in the game reveals in this Direct. Even if it was less than I expected, if anything, I'm happy with this, and that just leaves more open for the future Directs. Will we get one in June? Will we get one in September? I don't know, but like, there you go. And the sky's the limit. And then, yeah, as for reveals that I didn't want to do a whole video on or anything, we had the Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which is very cute, and it's a very Nintendo idea. It's just kind of like a little like virtual tour thing where you're kind of walking around a Switch 2, and it's giving info on all the little features and all the ports and stuff. Why on earth? Why would they think it was a good idea to charge for that? That seems like pack-in software, and it is available day one. I'm baffled. That was at least one thing from this direct that was just purely baffling. That's the kind of thing that everybody should boot up their system and have this little welcome tour. It's a fun little thing. Them charging for it is, yeah, it's absurd. It's just silly. I'm not gonna buy it. I don't I don't know. I don't even think I can get a video out of that. I'm really not that interested. That's the kind of thing that's sitting there. You pick it up if it's there. I don't know how many people they can expect to. I don't know how much it'll be. I don't know, maybe if it's like a couple bucks or something. But even then, I just like, okay, I personally not interested anymore. And then Drag and Drive. I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. I don't want to be too much of a grump about it. But like, at least very briefly, I could not possibly be less interested in a game. I just, it's like the arms of this system, but even less interesting. It's like the obligatory, we just had to, hey, you have to make a game that uses all the motion controls and stuff. I'm already not interested in that idea, but then also the fact that like even just them showing dragging the Joy-Cons together to like go and then like lifting it up. Yeah, I don't know. That there is negative appeal there. That does not look fun to me in the slightest. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it'll be someone's thing. But it is. Oh my gosh, you'd have to pay me to play that. It looks dreadful. I'm sorry. Moving on. Then to finish up with like game announcements. Yeah, third parties, they brought it. They really, really did. And it's so funny because like they're starting the list, and I'm just like my number one has been Elden Ring. I want to play Elden Ring. I mean, I've played enough Elden Ring, but like, I don't know, if anything, just to see it on a Nintendo console. And it was so funny. That's the first thing they reveal. So cool. But yeah, like all of these rumored games, Final Fantasy VII, and just like really lots of good stuff. They've showed a really, really good spread of big stuff, littler indie stuff, loads of good stuff. But of course, talk about more of that later, across multiple videos. And then, yeah, other things, obviously, that I'm going to talk about later that were still really big in this presentation. A really big focus on chat and online, and I think that's great. I think that's really good. A really, really huge focus. There's a chat button built right into the thing. There you go. There's your C button. I love how this presentation had so many hardware details. That's the sort of thing where like companies don't always exactly know how much to include, how many little details are going to be interesting to everybody. I think they struck a perfect balance, and they delivered it all in a really good, really fun way. I don't want to be mystified here. I want to know everything now. We've been waiting for long enough. There have been enough rumors, so yeah, they confirmed a lot of different stuff. They went over Switch 2 edition stuff. That's another one I'm really happy about because we all were wondering like how backwards compatibility was going to work, the idea of the Switch 2 edition, what kind of cross-gen stuff is there going to be? There are still some questions, and that's a really big problem with all of this coverage, is like stuff is still being uncovered. There's like stuff happening in like Ask the Developer interviews, little bits of information on the website, and I'm like scared of like doing a video and then it's like outdated a second later because there's some other information that I didn't get because there's so much to follow. But I'm happy with how much info they gave us, at least specifically about Switch 2 edition stuff, even if there are still some questions about backwards compatibility. Are there going to be any like benefits to playing a Switch 1 game on Switch 2? If it's not Switch 2 edition, I'm still kind of waiting to hear on that, but I like how much time they spent on it. Of course, the reveal of GameCube games. Of course, they did it. They finally did it. It didn't happen on the original Switch, but now they got lots of hardware power, so there you go. It's GameCube. It's you got the controller and everything. So yeah, lots of discussions coming on all of that. I have... Okay, 3 big takeaways. 1, I already said it. It was great. 1, I really liked it. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how much content it had. I'm happy with the content itself. I'm happy with almost everything that I'm hearing about the system. Almost, but again. It was a great presentation. It was a really, really, really great way to start off the generation. Second big takeaway, I think, just as a presentation, it was really good. You know, like maybe there were a few parts that went on maybe a little bit too long. Maybe it would have been better if they'd spread some of the first party announcements out like just like a little bit more. There was kind of like a big chunk in there where it's just like, we're just like, where's the next game reveal? You know, like where's the next thing? I might have spaced them out a bit more, but I get it. They had a lot to communicate. So it might not be as easy as that. I get it. But yeah, overall, it's just a very entertaining direct. And you know, the Switch 1 presentation, it was still a stage show, so it had like some of those like pre-recorded and slick bits, but then a bunch of like long, awkward stage stuff. I'm really happy they went with just like a regular direct presentation this time. It was so quick, it was snappy. They were able to fit so much into 1 hour, and it's all just like one compact, enjoyable experience. But then probably the number one thing that I loved about this presentation, even beyond the game reveals. The game reveals were great. I'm really excited about those. But on a much like deeper level, I love that this presentation was given to us by 3 dudes, younger dudes, who I personally was not aware of their existence. Even during the Switch generation, it was clear that they were starting to hand the reins more often to their younger staff because, you know, it's been an ongoing issue. One of Nintendo's biggest problems, and a lot of like Japanese companies apparently, is the old guard doesn't want to move on, you know, and they have older ways of thinking. They are less inclined to take a look at the rest of the industry and just like let that affect their decision making. And so they're, you know, with Nintendo in particular, there have been some, you know, just, you know what I'm talking about. And so during the Switch, it seemed like they were giving power to more of their younger folks at the company. And now here, the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct, there's no Koizumi, there's no Miyamoto, there's no one that we have ever met before. The entire thing is 3 guys. And this isn't just like them putting on a face. This isn't just like, you know, oh, we just wanted to get some young guys to do the presentation. No, this is Koichi Kawamoto, the producer of Nintendo Switch 2. Takahiro Dota, the director of Nintendo Switch 2. And Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead. To me, this felt like obviously, Nintendo has purposefully given these positions to these guys. These, you know, comparatively much younger dudes than we're used to seeing from, like, the lead executive types, the big names at Nintendo. And then letting them be the face of the Switch 2, that's big. That's really, really saying something. I mean, for one, it's just fun. Like, it's just fun to get new faces, you know, any Nintendo thing. When you meet a new person and you know that you might even be seeing them in the future. Maybe these guys will be hosting Nintendo Directs in the future. I don't really know. But at the very least, having them be the face of just this new system instead of relying on all of the old guard. I just think it's great. I just think it's even more indication that Nintendo is finally loosening up, modernizing, not relying so much on the older guys at the company who have done great work, really great, and they're brilliant in their own ways, but like sometimes you need fresh blood, especially as like these dudes are gonna eventually retire. You need to build up that younger staff to like take over when they all move on. And it's just great to see. And honestly, that was like that. I mean, that might literally be my favorite part about this Direct. I liked seeing these fresh faces. So those are my overall thoughts on the Direct. Yeah, again, it's a little bare bones, but that's because there was just so much, so much. I don't know. I got a lot of videos to do, so I send me your spirit bomb energy. spend a moment or two today just lifting up your hands and contributing to the giant ball of energy that I'm gonna need to get through today, at least. Next couple of days, probably. Oh, and there's tree houses. Oh, there's tree houses tomorrow and the next day. Hours and hours of tree houses. Breathe. See you later.